Hey, James Gunn's DCU kicks off with Superman. And I think this is a great start to the DCU because this movie is a comic book through and through. This movie launches you straight into the role of Superman, not going through his backstory, even though there's a big twist with that I have a lot of thoughts on, more leaning towards positive just because it's such a big swing and I think James Gunn landed it perfectly, but also a lot of things that I just think James Gunn handled a lot better than Zack Snyder did with Man of Steel and just Zack Snyder's whole take of Superman. I think that James Gunn, leaning fully into those comic book aspects, did a lot of things way better, including just the way that Superman is able to save people. Because in, like, Man of Steel, in the final battle in Metropolis, basically the whole city was coming down. Tons of people died. We got that confirmed in Batman v Superman, but that's not the point. In this film, you see this version of Superman making an effort to save literally everyone he can. If it's a living being, you bet your ass he's gonna save it. And that is shown through and through with the film. Also, you have the emotional moments between the characters, specifically Ma and Pa Kent, who are the highlights in this film. Now, don't get me wrong, in other Superman movies, those characters are still very likable, very nice, very nice, warm characters for Superman to really ground him. But here, especially, I think those characters are put to the best usage because they are just done in such a way that it helps Superman. Like, there's this very emotional scene outside where you had Pa Kent talking to Superman, and it is just a great little moment that's not undercut by some sort of joke or quippy line, like some other emotional moments are. No, here it's fully a moment that emotionally works because you're just sitting in that emotional moment, letting it kind of wash over you, and it's great. See, because if you don't let an emotional moment in a film like this ride, then the more silly moments that contrast it don't really work, because you don't have the build to that. If everything is silly, then nothing is. It's I didn't mean to make an Incredibles reference there, actually I kind of did. But yeah, and then you have the relationship between Krypto and Superman, which a lot of people weren't sure of. I genuinely think they handled that in the best way they possibly could have. Krypto is like the MVP of this movie because he is always just helping Superman, annoying the shit out of Superman, and just being such a lovable character. I mean, their relationship, their back and forths are wonderful. And, yeah, that whole relationship's great. And, like, there is one really funny joke in this film that I'm pretty sure I got the reference to. I'm pretty sure I know what James Gunn is referring to, but I'm not, like, 100% sure. Where, he's in, like, this alternate dimension and everything, and you see just these monkeys on computers typing all this mean stuff about Superman on Twitter. Like, Superman sucks and all that. And then, like, is that a reference to how the Snyder Bros would go on Twitter and just say a bunch of mean stuff about the new Superman movie and James Gunn and all that? I think that's a reference to that, and I'm pretty sure the person sitting a couple seats over to me thought that as well, because at that moment when he saw that, he started bursting out laughing. So I think we were kind of on the same page in terms of that one. So that was awesome, right? That was incredible. And then there's like one other thing I want to talk about, and that's Clark Kent and his usage in the film. Actually, this is not the last thing I'm going to talk about. I have like a bunch of more things to talk about. But Clark Kent is only in this movie for a little bit, and I don't mind that whatsoever, because I think his usage in this film is used greatly, and I'd rather have the few minutes he is on screen be great, rather than Superman Returns, where he's on screen for most of the screen time and he does nothing. Basically, the culmination of nothing. So it's definitely done way better here. You have Lex Luthor, who is great in this film. This is like probably, I don't know if it's my most favorite adaptation of Lex Luthor, just because you have that original version from the 78 film. But this one is like a D1 hater. He hates Superman. He's doing everything is done like he'd want Lex Luthor too. This might be up there as one of the best Lex Luthors, if not the best. he is just always hating on Superman in such a petty way that it's like perfectly captures his character. And yeah, just absolutely great. Also, I love how this movie fully leans into the comic booky aspects of the film. That is wonderful. That is tremendous. Probably my most favorite aspect of the film, for me at least, is that they fully lean into those comic book elements. I just think that's a great aspect of the film because I have been longing for a film like this that just fully delves into the fact that it is a comic book and it accepts that and it takes it in stride. And I think that is wonderful. And yeah, so what else do I really want to talk about here? I really don't know because this film is just wonderful. And also I don't regret buying this. Hold up. Wait for it. Ever seen the movie? This was so worth it. Here, I'll put it back. Okay, so yeah, honestly, I don't know what I can still talk about. I mean, the Justice Gang was done well for what it was. I mean, because this film is trying to tackle so much all at once, trying to throw so much at you, that, like, you're kind of like, okay, all these characters, and they try to give them all, like, depth and everything. Like, you have Mr. Terrific, which is a really good character, introduced, you know, learn about a lot about him, but, like, very surface level. Same thing with all the other ones, except for really Hawkgirl. You learn literally nothing about Hawkgirl throughout this entire film. And I'm excited to see how they're going to develop those characters further because they're just awesome in this movie from the little bit we see of them, and I'm excited to see more of that. And, so also, you just have, like, I don't know, this movie is just different. It's a great start to the DCU. And, yeah, yes, Supergirl's in this in the post-credit scene, end credit scene. And, yeah, she was awesome. I'm excited to see Supergirl next year. I think it's coming out next year, yeah. Yeah, that really is about it. If you all enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. It was supposed to end after I did this. Oh, well, that's just kind of lame, isn't it? Okay, bye.